Sports Bucks with Steve, coming live to you, to all the world. Just doing a NFL pre-release show. The NFL schedule release pre-show. We're back at it again for folks to check us out. NFL pre-release show. Sports Bucks with Steve, as we talk about the NFL's new schedule. Coming up later on this evening, who is going to be playing who? We got the New York Jets possibly playing Monday night against the Buffalo Bills. Then week 2, Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets may travel to Jerry's World. Jerry Jones and the New York Jets coming to Dallas. Big D. Will it be a chance for Dallas to see victory finally over Rod? This is Sports Bucks with Steve. Giving you everything you want, and sometimes you need what you need. Listen, check us out on Sports Bucks Radio. Sports Bucks on Radio is on KCA Radio. It's also on all the major podcast platforms or like Apple, Spotify, Spreaker. That's a different show. That is our radio show. So this is Sports Bucks. I want to thank all of my followers that have been following the show. We are over 2,600 strong now, I believe. So I thank everybody who's been supporting Sports Bucks with Steve as we go and have a little bit of an NFL talk. I don't tend to go live as much. I'm going to start doing a little bit more, and I'll start making early announcements as far as going live. And I know a lot of folks kind of look at the show after we've done it. That's why I don't really go live as much, because people will come on later on and they come in and watch the show. But just a little bit about the upcoming NFL season. And I have the schedule in front of me, and I'm going to show you some rumored games that they're talking about happening. And one of the rumors is, let's see, one of the rumored games, as I mentioned it earlier, is let's see, Lions at Chiefs, Thursday night. It's been announced. Cowboys at Giants. It is week 1. The other big game that night, Bills at Jets. Bills at Jets is the Monday night game that has actually been announced. So that is an official week 1 of the NFL schedule that's been leaked for 2023. The full schedule will be released tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know a lot of you folks that are listening to me. I appreciate you guys. It's over in Eastern part of the world that seems to watch Sports Bucks a lot. We appreciate all of you folks that are in some of these countries where there's some challenges happening out there, but we hope folks can be safe in the midst of all of that. But Sports Bucks is worldwide, it's global, so we appreciate all the support coming from all places. The other big game that is rumored is the Eagles at the Patriots in week 1. That is a rumor, according to Zach Berman and Adam Beasley. That is a rumor. Again, that's week 1's headline games, but the headline game is obviously Lions at the Chiefs is announced. Apparently, from what I've heard, sources are saying it's been announced. So that's the Thursday night game to start the NFL season. The defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs will get their rings on ring night against the Detroit Lions, who are looking to break one of the longest playoff droughts in the NFL, if not the longest playoff drought. Dan Campbell is got the Lions fighting, and in all intents and all expectations out of the Detroit Lions will be the NFC North Division champions. We'll see. I think Minnesota still has a lot to say about that. The Vikings are a very talented squad. They picked. I thought they had a good draft picking up young Jordan Addison. So we'll see as far as the receivers to pair him with Justin Jefferson. They got younger, and and so when they lease Adam Thielen to the Panthers, who signed him, that should be an interesting game though. Lions and Chiefs, and the other one, Cowboys and the Giants. I mean, it's warm. This is like a rite of passage that we seem like the Cowboys have to play somebody on that day. So it's not a Monday night game. It's not going to obviously it's not going to be a Thursday night game. And so I would assume it's going to be your regular. Maybe it's the Sunday night game. Or the first week of the season. It's got to be most likely the Cowboys will hit the road. When you go to week 2, the highlighted game for week 2 that's been rumored is obviously the Jets at the Cowboys. We talked about that a little bit earlier. That is the big rumored game. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a Monday night game. Most likely, I could see that as a Monday night game, or I mean, it could be a 4:00 game if you're watching. Those times in Dallas, it'd be more 3:25. That's the big game of the day. The other one is the Dolphins at the Patriots. Always a big rivalry. Miami travels to New England. That is the Sunday night rumor game. We'll see what happens when the NFL releases its schedule in the next half hour or so. Week 3, let's see, what's the big matchup? Well, it's big in the terms of just one of the NFL's sort of top, I'd say top 8, 10 franchises in the NFL is Steelers at the Raiders. We're talking about the top. When you start thinking about the top NFL franchises in terms of its cornerstone sort of franchises that has national fan bases, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Las Vegas Raiders, it's kind of funny to say that, have that in spades. Obviously, the other big ones would be the Dallas Cowboys. And I would say San Francisco 49ers have a big national following. Eagles probably have somewhat of a more regional, I would say. But then you could look at the Patriots probably have a national following because they've been so successful over the years. The Giants have somewhat of a bigger following across the country, mostly because New Yorkers are everywhere, right? So they're all over the country. So I think those are the preeminent sort of franchises. The Packers feel more regional, but they do have a national following because they were just one of the cornerstones. So I would have to say Green Bay as well. And then there's a bunch of other teams that kind of fall into that. But that's the big one for those big 2 for week 2. Week 3, once again, I think I already said week 3. I'm sorry. Week 3, Steelers at Raiders is the big rumored. Patriots at the Jets. Will the Jets finally beat the Patriots? That's the question. Will the Jets finally beat the Patriots? Because they've lost, 16 in a row, something like that? So will they finally beat the Patriots? And then the Giants at the 49ers, another one of those games that you would think would be some level of a prime time game because, cornerstone franchises. Let's see, week 4. What do we have in week 4? Week 4, the Falcons and Jaguars have already been announced and will play in London. So that will be an interesting one for those folks who check out the show, Sports Bucks. That's your game that you'll see out in London. The Falcons versus the Jaguars should be an interesting game. The Falcons have gotten better with their acquisitions, and I thought they had a decent draft. And Jacksonville basically got a number 1 receiver who was suspended in Calvin Ridley for gambling. And now he's back to add to a Jacksonville team that is going to be a challenge. And I think they're the absolute runaway favorites in the AFC South. So that should be interesting. Jaguars are definitely a playoff team, and they may make some noise in the playoffs like they did last season. Seahawks and Giants on Monday night is rumored. That should be interesting. And then the Sunday night game that's being rumored is the Chiefs at the Jets. Big one. Patrick Mahomes to Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. Could this be an AFC Championship preview? We'll never know. It could be. Let's see if A-Rod has something to really say about that. Aaron Rodgers in terms of bringing this Jets team that was really a quarterback away from being a playoff team and maybe making some real noise. And so they went all in, pushed all their chips to the front table to bring in Aaron Rodgers. And so will he be there a year, 2 years? I don't see it past 3 years, but we'll see what happens. Week 5, Jaguars and Bills in London is already announced. So there's the Jaguars who will be in London back-to-back weeks. So you might as well stay. You might as well stay out there because you're going to be out there back-to-back weeks, and you'll be taking on the Falcons one week, and you'll be taking on the Buffalo Bills, who were supposed to be, this 2022 season was supposed to be the unbeatable Buffalo Bills. They supposedly had all the pieces. They looked like the favorites to win it all, and injuries and poor play by the quarterback in bad moments. And Josh Allen really cost them an opportunity to be beyond where they were, and ended up coming up short to the Bengals and Joe Burrow, who just really thoroughly outplayed them. So, but the big one that's rumored that day, beyond that, you got Packers at Raiders, another one of those big cornerstone franchise teams. Another cornerstone team is the Bears and the Commanders. But it's hard for me to call the Commanders a cornerstone team just because we know the old name, right? And maybe they should call themselves the DC Commanders. I think me and my guy Ryan Star Young talked about they should be called the DC Commanders. It just sounds better. In any event, but the big game that day is easily the Cowboys at the 49ers. I don't have this. That's the rumor, according to Pro Football Talk. I mean, there's nothing else to say. Cowboys 49ers history. The Cowboys have been put out of the playoffs the last 2 seasons by the 49ers in painful ways. Cowboys still leading the series edge, though, in the playoffs over the 49ers. But recency history has the 49ers have the Cowboys number. So will that change? We'll see what happens in week 5 if that actually happens, according to Pro Football Talk. Giants and Dolphins, another rumor, could be a really, really good game. So week 5 has a few more, I would say, premier matchups that looks interesting, at least on paper. Week 6, Rams versus the Titans has already been announced. So the Titans will be traveling to face Lamar Jackson, whose team has gotten much better by drafting well with Zay Flowers, another kid that I've heard of and seen his game probably when he was a kid playing in South Florida, and is just electric to see him in the slot. Then you got Odell Beckham Jr. playing with them. You got Lamar Jackson back. That should be a pretty interesting team, the Ravens, as they try to make noise in the AFC North and beyond. Then after that, let's see, what's weeks? Ravens, Titans, Vikings and Bears, that's old school as it gets. Giants at Bills, the Battle of New York. That should be a good one. And then the Eagles at the Jets. That's another really, really good one that I like to, you want to see maybe tickets for. They actually going to make the Eagles travel. They actually got to get on the road and play somebody. That'll be interesting. Week 7, Packers at Broncos is rumored. We'll see. And the Bills at Patriots is the other matchup of divisional rivals. Giants at Commanders is also rumored. Week 8 is also rumored, I should say. Week 8, the Giants at the Jets, another battle of New York or New Jersey, depending on where they actually play in New Jersey. And NFC North, Vikings, Packers. I think it loses a little bit of steam because you don't have Aaron Rodgers there anymore, and we really don't know what the Packers are going to be with Jordan. Give me some love. Heading the Green Bay Cheeseheads out there in Green Bay. Week 9, Dolphins and Chiefs in Germany is already announced. That's big. That's big. You folks in Germany are going to see 2 of the better franchises, 2 of the better quarterbacks. So, well, we know Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback, but 2 of the better teams. It'd be interesting to see where they both are record-wise at that point in time in the season. That could be another one of those. If things go right for the Dolphins, they could be facing the Chiefs in a serious playoff or possibly the AFC Championship game. Then beyond that, we have what's the other big game? Giants at Raiders should be interesting. The Chargers at Jets. Justin Rocket Arm Herbert versus Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. As you're noticing, the Jets are on this schedule a lot at some of the key games, and that's a Monday night rumor, according to Brian Costello. Week 10, Colts Patriots in Germany. It's already announced. Got to see what Anthony Richardson will do against Bill Belichick and the Patriots. And Bill Belichick is not known to be easy to play against if you're a young quarterback. So that will be interesting to see how Anthony Richardson at that time how he's progressed as a player. We'll see. The other one, Packers and Steelers. Again, elite franchises playing each other, but you just don't know what Green Bay is going to be yet. And the Steelers, I thought they had a really good draft. Them getting Darnell Washington is a steal. And then they were able to trade back up and get Joey Porter Jr. They really helped their team a lot. And as much as I don't like saying this, the Steelers could be back in playoff contention if Kenny Pickett, yes, he can, has progressed to the next level. Panthers at Bears a Thursday night. It's a rumored game. Giants at Cowboys, again, a divisional, this is rivalry, gets rival deep. And the Jets at the Raiders is another one of those Sunday night games. What's the theme here? The Jets every week is on this calendar as a potential big game against somebody, right? And that's what you're seeing. The week 11, Chargers at the Packers, we'll see. Eagles at the Chiefs. This is a big one. Monday night game. They're making the Eagles go on the road this year, I see. This is a beautiful thing. That's the big one. A Super Bowl rematch. Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, so good. Let's see what happens. In the rematch that's rumored for a Monday night, according to Jeff McClain. Commanders at the Giants. The Cowboys at the Panthers is a week 11. May have to be at that game. May have to get some tickets to go see my Cowboys, and we may do a sports bucks sort of what do they call those things? Oh gosh, tailgate for that game. So I know you folks that are watching all over the world, so you probably won't be there, but we'll figure something out for that big game, Cowboys and Panthers, if anybody's watching this here in the Carolinas. Week 12, 49ers and Seahawks is rumored on Thanksgiving. That's interesting. We know the Lions always play on Thanksgiving, so there's rumored to be playing the Packers, and so will the Cowboys, which consideration being maybe the Commanders, Patriots at the Giants, Jets at the Raiders. Another one of those potential rumors. Notice it's a different week that they're saying Jets at the Raiders. Week 13, 49ers at the Eagles is already announced. That's a big one. That late in the season also, when you get into week 13, to see the 49ers and Eagles, that's pretty interesting. So 49ers and Eagles announced already for week 13. Could be a preview of the NFC Championship game and a rematch of last year's NFC Championship game. Be interesting. And the Chiefs at the Packers, another rumored game. Week 14, Packers and Giants are rumored. Week 15, the Buccaneers at the Packers, Giants at the Saints. I think the Saints are going to be a lot better this year now that they've got Derek Carr to be their quarterback. And then we have week 16, Giants at the Eagles is announced on Christmas. Giants at the Eagles is the Christmas Day game. It's already announced. Packers at Panthers. The Chargers at the Bills is rumored on Saturday via Peacock. So that should be interesting to see that game. But Giants and Eagles is already announced, apparently, on Christmas. So that should be interesting. And then week 17, we have the Bengals and the Chiefs. It's announced. So the Bengals, Joe Burrow, who I think is the second best quarterback in the NFL behind Patrick Mahomes, will take the who they or who that. I'm not familiar with. I don't know. I remember which one it is. It's either who they or who that nation will go into. I think the Saints is either who they or who that. I can't remember. But anyway, they're going to play the Chiefs. Rams at Giants, Patriots, Bills, Jets at the Browns, which is rumored to be a Thursday night game. And then rounding out the season, we have a rumor of the Bears at the Packers, Cowboys at the Commanders, Jets at the Patriots, and rounding out the season, the Eagles will be traveling to the Giants to play the Giants. That is the NFL pregame show with Sports Bucks with Steve. Appreciate anybody that's been listening to the show and tuning in. Once again, we're getting ready to we're going to get out of here. This was just an NFL pregame show. If you had a chance to miss it, you'll be able to check out the show in its entirety as you go back and review it and watch it. Tell a friend, please subscribe. This is Sports Bucks with Steve. This is Wealth Coach Steve. MBA, the CFF stands for Certified Financial Fiduciary. So I am a retirement income planner that helps my clients with retirement planning. If you have any questions about that, check us out online at figwealthpartners.com, figwealthpartners.com, and please like and subscribe. Continue to like and subscribe. Tell a friend to the Sports Bucks page. Please like our Facebook page, Sports Bucks for Steve. And always, I want to thank all my sponsors that sponsor my radio show, Fig Wealth Partners, Ford Insurance Group, FordInsuranceGroup.com, RX Heroes. You can actually download that app, by the way, if you have it on your phone, and you get points when you're shopping for things for your prescriptions that help you. It's been beating the good folks 8 out of 10 times with medication costs, so it's actually helping to save some money. My Virtual Docs is growing everywhere. It's got a true insured program with it as well. So you get virtual primary care and behavioral health. There's even a gaming app with it. There's a lot of stuff going on. So check that out as well, myvirtualdocs.com, rxheroes.com, or you can just download the app on your phone. It's free. And that's it. This is Sports Bucks with Steve. We'll see you soon. We'll check out the show. We'll be coming up in a few. I'll see you next week.